Good morning, Sacramento. We are here again for another Sunday brunch with myself, Ben Schwartz, my co-host, Amy LaBelle, and our special co-host, Captain Dylan Hunt. Here,
She's sitting for today.
Yeah, she's being very quiet and good this morning, which is absolutely perfect. Did you get your coffee this morning already, Amy?
I have my cranberry juice with things in it, but not my coffee. I'm usually a tea girl. Just kind of depends on what my need is, but I'm apologizing in advance for the echo since I moved into my new place and there's nothing in here. Literally.
Well, first off, you don't need to apologize. Thank you for being here, and it's not as bad as you think it is.
I always think it's bad.
And congratulations on the new place. You're in there now. It's just in the next 3 months of unpacking.
Yes, and organizing all of my comics, my pops, my games, the video games, my kitschy collection of salt and pepper shakers. It'll be perfect.
Salt and pepper shakers. What are your kitschy collection of salt and pepper shakers?
So I started a really bad collection probably in 2010, where wherever I went to some place, I would either buy a magnet or I would buy a salt and pepper shaker with the logo or wherever it's from. So I have a couple from different places in Alaska. I have some from Disney, and my oldest gave me a pair of hippos that looked like George and I can't remember. There were two hippos that were in storybooks. They were like George and Martha or something like that, but they have striped bathing suits and like rings around their stomach, and it's really ridiculous. So I keep them. It's fun.
That's cute. The only pair that we have a two pugs with magnets in the front that are kissing, and it's super cute.
We need more. We should do it.
And speaking of tea, because I'm a coffee guy, I have drank a lot more tea lately, and it's actually thanks to you, because when the pandemic hit, you
were stuck with my tea.
You were left. Yeah, there's a bunch of tea in the back, and I was like, well, man, I don't want this to go to waste. So I drank all your tea. I apologize.
It's okay. It's really good. So I left the Harney and Sons Pomeroy, which it's decaf. That's the funny thing, but it's like black tea with vanilla. You add a little bit of sugar and a touch of cream, and you're perfect.
You know, I did not realize that, and I didn't notice. I think so. For me, during the day, I always, even if I'm not drinking it constantly, I've always got a cup of coffee or a thing of tea, because it's like a safety blanket for some reason. But I don't need to caffeinate myself all day, and since I didn't even realize it when I was drinking yours, why wouldn't I just get decaf for the day?
I mean, for the morning, you kind of need a little bit of a little pick-me-up, but for the rest of the day, it's perfect, especially when I was doing Mondays. Like, I'd need a little bit. I'd have coffee before I got to the shop because we didn't open until, noon. And then the rest of the day, I wanted something warm or something just to kind of to mellow me out, or just, it felt nice sitting in, you're surrounded by the comic books and you're just drinking some tea.
Yes. And we got there. It just popped up. But coming up, we didn't even tell anybody who's coming today. We have got Bex Francis of Sac Geeks and the Sacramento Film Challenge, which we're going to find out more about in its second year, as well as Mike Solar, who you will know from Storm Pulio, from the 501st, and of course, Empire's Comics. So
he's at the shop this morning. So I'm surprised you gave him like the chug stamp of, hey, you can do this. You're going to be live.
Yes. It's going to be fun. I have not had Mike on one of these, which I really am surprised about. We've had him in for live model at the shop, which is great. Of course, he's down every free comic book day, but we'll talk to him later. Let's meet Bex, everybody, and say hi.
Hi, everyone.
Good morning, Bex.
Good morning. How are you doing this morning?
Yeah, doing excellent. How about yourself?
It's been a really good morning, actually. Got up, got some coffee. I was going to do some yard work and decided not to. So that was a good choice by me.
Sorry, I'm pressing buttons on all sorts of things. So I'm like, yeah, keep talking, you guys.
No.
Yeah.
What'd you do this morning?
What did I do this morning? I just got up, got dressed, and got ready for this interview.
that is like
it's so much.
That's the quintessential Sunday morning right there. Like you really don't want anything more than that if you can avoid it. Yeah. Because but you've got a lot going on anyway, so you got to take these moments to do it?
No, I do have a lot. I don't sleep at night because I'm always working on projects. So we've been working on SAC film project, and then personally, I have a film that I produced that was shot in LA last month, and it's in post production. So
Nice.
so there's been a lot of stuff going on, plus like normal work, normal life.
So I want to know about the film challenge because I got a smattering of it in the notes, and it was like, "Hey, Bex is doing a film challenge," and I'm like, "I'm sorry, what? What? Tell me more. Tell me more."
Sure. Yeah. So this is a film festival. It's called SAC Film Challenge. We're in our second year. It is a virtual festival this year due to pandemic. Last year was also a virtual. They were both supposed to be in person, but of course life happens, and we, just like everyone else, transition into a new way. So it's an international film festival. This is Sacramento's premier festival to geek and nerd out too. So this is a festival for probably everybody watching. But yeah, we've got like films coming in from all over the world, from Australia, and I think we have one from. Well, we've got a lot of local filmmakers as well from Sacramento. So we definitely like to have local Sacramento filmmakers representing. And yeah.
Yeah, I know we threw up on the bottom. We have the bit.ly for joe.my/SF tickets 21. And we can also find them at sacgeeks.com, right?
Well, sacgeeks.com just like takes you to our meetup page right now. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, sacfilmchallenge.com, you can find it there.
So how many people are participating then?
Oh my goodness. Yes. We have over 70 films. So this is 3 days. He can probably show the graphic. It's coming up next weekend. And the graphic's coming up. So September 24th, 25th, and 26th. Get tickets. They're just $10. And you can watch the films, which are going to be really cool. And also there's little booths. There's opportunities for you to talk with other filmmakers. So you could like sit at tables and talk to other people that are attending the festival. So it's interactive as well.
Cool.
So how does it work then? If it's an online event, do we buy our tickets? Do we have to then, is it like a normal event where you have a time slot for everything and we have to watch it then? Or is it just a bunch of videos we can peruse?
Yeah. So it is due to a lot of these film festivals and stuff, it's just you have to kind of like watch it. So there will be a schedule of all the films. So you want to watch as you go. But if for some reason that you didn't want to watch, you can still hang out with other people and talk and visit the different little booths. You can have a booth if you want. I'll give you a booth. Set you up with that next week. Virtual booth.
Then it'll be like, who wants to work my virtual booth?
Yeah, you don't even have to have anyone if you don't want. You could just put up it will just be a place where people can click on and they can find out more about your podcast and they can find out more Empire, so it's a cool thing.
That is really cool. So then what you actually did something very similar to this at the shop when you had the women in film.
Yeah.
Which was crazy. It was absolutely wall to wall people. Again, fire marshals. I'm sure we were just under the limit.
We were under the limit.
Yes.
We could talk about that. So we had a really awesome event. I guess it's been like 2 years now. So I have a friend, Leah Latham, that actually is working on the film that I was telling you about with me. She's a producer, but she works for Walt Disney Animation, and she's amazing for one. And she voiced, I don't know if everybody's watched Zootopia. So she was Frou Frou. She was the voice of Frou Frou. Yeah, so she came and we honored her, and we in the Empire's comics, and it was wall to wall. And then they stayed after, her and her husband, who also is like a huge VFX guy, and he stayed and they talked to everybody who waited. There was like a line of like probably over 60 people waiting to have one-on-one conversations with them, and they stayed and they spoke with everyone and gave everyone time. It was amazing.
Cool.
That really is. Then let's for you though, to do all these film things, what's the backstory? What's the history with you in film?
Oh, okay.
She's
what
like, hold on. This is not what I put on my lashes for tonight.
I
Calm
know.
down, man.
Let's talk about other things.
I mean, we can.
But now we
Yeah,
can.
okay.
This is actually very interesting to me, and I haven't had time to sit down with you and find this out. So I'm really curious.
I'm so secretive. So yeah, I know. Everyone always, they're like, "What's your story?" Because no one knows anything about me. But yeah, in the late like '90s, I started in television. So I worked for like PBS, and I worked for local radio stations. So I've been in promotions. I've been in radio, TV, and yeah, I've been doing things like on and off since in film and television and in the streaming world. So that's kind of my backstory. I've been doing it for quite a long time. Producing is what I most love, but I started off like just like everyone else as a PA, and I was a camera op. All those fun things.
So you're a Jane of all trades too. I like it.
and obviously this is just a passion of yours that continues.
Yeah, it definitely is. I love doing it. It's a great thing to do. I love making movies and empowering people to have their voices in media. So yeah.
I love it. Well, I do have a great question for you. So I know that you lived in Alaska for a little while. So I lived in Fairbanks, which everybody, hold on, I have to see if I can do it right. So when you make your pew pew gun and you flip it upside down, you get the state. I was here. Where on the pew pew gun? Were you down this
I was down low. I was in the capital. Yep.
You were in Juneau.
Mm-hmm.
And so how did film being up there translate versus film being down here? Because it always feels a little bit kind of like a time warp when you're in like the last frontier. It's not like a bad thing, but everything you're like almost 2 years behind for some stuff.
Yeah,
so,
I mean,
go for it.
They're doing like great stuff too. You're totally right on definitely in pop culture and stuff. It does feel like it's 2 years behind. I remember I was living up there and like Richard Pryor had died and I didn't know until like 2 years later. I was like, how did I not know this? Like, it was so crazy. But they do have a film community up there, especially in Southeast. So one of my friends, he's the guru person. So anytime that people need stuff done in Juneau in that Southeast, that he'll get a call. So he's done stuff for The Amazing Race, they've called him. And then if like news stories come through, they call him. And then they have film festivals up there as well. They have a cute one. And it usually always has that nice Alaska flair to it. And so, but yeah, it's creative. It's such like a beautiful canvas to work on, and work in. And Alaska over the past, like, has it been maybe 10 years? It's so popular. And they have all these shows that are reality television shows. Mm-hmm. And the funny thing is there's only about like 6 people that are actually like SAG up in the state of Alaska. It's maybe it's like 13, but it's like no more than 20, 25 people. It's so few people. And so when these reality shows were coming up, they didn't have anybody trained as PAs. So then people were coming up and then they started training people to do PA work because it just wasn't, it's not like in California where you can be like, hey, Amy, come PA for me. And you know exactly what I'm talking about, So
yeah, that is, I think, one of the things, like, especially with the reality TV. So you've got like Alaskan Bush people, the ice road truckers, like all of them. And it's literally, you throw a stone, you're not going to hit a PA. You probably won't hit a producer. You're going to hit like somebody that is really good at fishing and has moose in their freezer. So it's always mind-boggling to me because when I moved up there in the early 2000s, Fairbanks has one comic book shop and it's called the Comic Shop, and that was it. And then by the time that I moved out, they had actually started doing up at the university a couple of conventions, and they had started doing a film festival. And so I was like, oh, I really want to see how this is going. But it felt like it's got such a great, Alaska and Alaskans have such a great flair to them naturally. Like the landscape is wonderful. You become a Jack or Jane of all trades, not just out of necessity, but kind of out of love for where you're at. Like, oh yeah. But there's such a community like rally around it because you all depend on each other. So I was really kind of like, oh, there's actually like more than just where I was, little film festivals, but I also didn't get down to Anchorage much and I feel bad.
Yeah. I mean, Anchorage is really big. It's the biggest city in Alaska. So Juneau's a little bit smaller. They do have a little Comic Con. It's a mini con, but it's put on by the Alaska Robotics. And they also have a kind of like board game con, which is Platypus Con in Juneau, that they do every year as well. And a few years ago, I know they sent people up to the National Catan, like competition. So we get in there still. I mean, I still consider myself an Alaskan, California Alaskan person, or Alaskan Californian. It was first place that I called home. And yeah, it's really great place, super unique. And like you said, just very community driven and very supportive of the arts, at least Juneau was. So.
And speaking of community driven and supportive of the arts, we've got right behind you one of your main passions,
yes,
Sack Geeks, which I assume everybody knows about already.
Hopefully, if we haven't done our job, like, come on, we need to fix this.
Yes, but you've got some exciting news about Sack Geeks, which everybody, of course, you know this already, but they're a hub for Sacramento geekdom where you can find out what's going on at every venue, every comic shop, and you can talk with people and organize events. Give them a little rundown on Sack Geeks and give them the good news.
Yes. So thank you so much. Sack Geeks is your geek community. You are all Sack Geeks. That's how I kind of figure it out. So we circumference everybody, like all different geekdoms in this area, from like cosplayers to the LARPers to the chess club to the philosophers, like anything geek orientated, and especially artists. You are Sack Geeks. And because of you and because we love you, the last couple years, since I've been taking it over with Talia, we really have been trying to do something. And so this is the news for everybody. We are now officially a nonprofit.
Yes, that is incredible.
Congratulations.
Yes.
That is going to make your life so much easier, because the people who use it probably don't understand how much of this is just you. And with becoming a nonprofit, this allows you the opportunity to open up, get grants, get more people involved, expand the websites, expand the events, and just make it into a monster.
Exactly. And we're supporting. We want to make sure that we're like supporting our community, supporting businesses, supporting artists, So in supporting enthusiasts, like even if you're not an artist yourself, but you're an enthusiast, we're here to support you in a lot of different ways. I mean, there's lots of things that we want to do. I mean, we did bring Corn Con, and that was something that we brought, a few years ago. Yeah, but we were in response to just like everyone had lost their cons and everyone was feeling like lonely and depressed. And we're like, how do we communicate and how do we connect? And so, we came up with Corn Con, and then we have to have like a nerd festival, right? We have to have a geek festival. So we did Sac Film Challenge, which is the geek nerd festival, so for Sacramento and for others too. And it represents us. It shows, because we have a huge geek community here in Sacramento, in the area. So 100%. And I think that hopefully, I know that this nonprofit's also going to help that too. It's going to help bring beautiful light to this area and to all the beautiful talents. And I'm just excited to see where it's going to go in these next steps. So
that's wonderful. Corn Con was great. That was so much fun. It was really great being able to be part of it. Thank you. And I know a lot of people watched it and had a great time with it. So that was absolutely wonderful. Now I want to get ahead of the game. And since you've got so much going on with Sack Geeks and so many other things on it, why don't we have Sack Geeks down for Free Comic Book Day?
Oh yeah, we would love to come.
Because you've seen what we do. Get you out there, get you some support, and get some people there. So all right, it's official. Sack Geeks is coming. And of course, you can use it for any of these other events, these fun things that you have going on, which will be great. Now, here we got a calendar. I believe
I like our community schedule. We gotta brush up on it right now.
Now, are you up on the Marvel movies? Are you fans of that?
Oh my gosh. There's like a group of us like podcast people that go to opening day each time. So yes. And then I see it before I see it with like anyone else. I see it with them usually, like on that Thursday when it opens, and then I see it again in the weekend. I have the Marvel outfit on right now.
Yes, I saw Hulk and Widow, and I was like, I like that outfit. Get it.
There we go. Yep, there's Widow. So then who is your favorite Marvel character?
It's Storm.
Of course it is, because she's the best Marvel character, and they just don't understand how awesome she is. And I don't think movies did it. I don't think the movies did it credit.
The last movie was so insulting when they made her make ice cubes. I was just like, what is this? She is a goddess. She's not going to make you ice cubes, but
she is. And growing up, she was always my favorite leader of the X-Men, because she took over the X-Men and slapped Cyclops down without any powers. And she led them through the hardest times of their life. And then we come back, Cyclops is back, and all of a sudden the focus is on him, and he's just a chump. So they should get with this and put her back in charge of the X-Men.
I agree.
Yes, but unfortunately, Cyclops and Jean have to be the focus of everything. They're the most boring X-Men out there. Sorry, people. I'm just not a fan of them.
Hashtag fight Ben.
Yes, come on. I know there's some Cyclops fans, but the guy's a loser. All he does.
It's not me. That's okay. I'm fine with it.
And Kyron said CornCon was amazing. And good morning, Skip. You said hi. I didn't get a chance to say hi. See, Kyron says she's been done dirty in the movies. But Fox, now having everything under the umbrella of Marvel, of Disney, I'm hoping, beyond hope, that we're going to get X-Men. We're going to get it done right. God, that would just be absolutely fantastic.
That'd be great.
I'll just keep crossing my fingers and my toes, and then if I'm disappointed, I'll just go, there's a track record.
I don't think you're going to be disappointed, because Marvel has a track record right now, and I don't think there's a stinker among any of it. There's some that are better than others.
True. Like Bex and I are like, let's offline, my friend. All right. Proof is in the pudding. We'll talk offline about this.
Thor 2.
Texting Amy now.
Talk that one out. But everybody go check out Sack Geeks. If you haven't, shame on you. Go there now.
We don't shame people. We encourage them to find new places to connect. Sack Geeks is about the community, and now that they're a 501, it's going to be even more about the community. So we don't shame. We say, hey, get on board. Sack Geeks is for everyone, just like comics are for everyone. We got this. Like, no shame.
And that's why Amy's here. Thank you, Amy. And of course, buy your tickets. I'm going to get my ticket today. Go get your tickets. Only $10, right?
Only $10.
It's $10 for 3 days of amazing content supporting your community, as well as other creatives and creators. Like, I know a couple of film podcasts that'll be like, hey guys, here, you got some things to do for your next couple of episodes. So that is really awesome. I'm really excited to get people connected with this.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bex. We appreciate you coming down. We will see you in person, and enjoy your quiet Sunday.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. We got Mike coming up next, who everyone's, of course, going to know.
Hopefully. If they go for Sundays down at the shop, then he's got his Wee Pup. And then we've got, Free Comic Book Day, cons, random anime music videos. Like, we see him everywhere.
I can't wait to see where he's filming in the shop. Like, I want to see what his choice was.
If it's in the bathroom, I'm gonna laugh.
That would be. What if he's in the back bathroom?
Oh, in the scary, Stranger Things bathroom. So if you don't know and you're watching this, there are technically 2 bathrooms in Empires. There's one that literally looks like it came out of Stranger Things season 2, legitimately. We don't use it unless it's an emergency or you want quiet time.
I always equate it to The Shining, because it's got that wallpaper.
It does.
And it's super tall, and there's nothing up there. And it's like, why? Why is it like this?
Just don't look up. You don't look up. We've learned one thing. The power went out. The power went out, and I was in that bathroom, and I was just like...
Watch, we're going to cut to Mike, and he's going to be moving his camera out of the bathroom. All right, let's welcome Mike in here.
Hey, buddy. Hey, you picked a good spot.
You're not in the bathroom.
I'm coming to the shop, so the connection is not great.
True. We thought you were going to be in the bathroom in the back.
I honestly didn't know you were going to be at the shop, or I would have told you where the Wi-Fi cable is. But that's all right.
It's right next to where he is. The Ethernet cable is literally he's
sitting
right,
right next to the modem.
He's right next to the modem. He's a smart man.
Yes.
Mike knows.
That's all right. He can hear us, and we can hear him. How's your morning going, Mike?
Pretty good so far. Just trying to get this to work.
Did you bring the pup in today?
No, I didn't, because I'm house sitting at the same time, so it wouldn't be fair to her.
Okay. All right. That is fair. That is fair. You and speaking of, let's just start with animals. I don't know if people know this about you. Oh no!
Disappear so I can see you guys again.
Don't worry. If you can hear us, that's all we need. Like we will jive with it, man. Whatever you need. But Ben wants to talk about animals. I hear.
Yes,
was that correct?
You and your lovely wife Kimmy are passionate about animals.
Very passionate.
Can you tell us about?
We have a line for special need cats. It's called Captain's Precious Pets.
How many animals do you have around the house?
So we have 2 dogs, a turtle, and 6 cats. A normal cat, a blind cat, and 4 paralyzed cats.
Wow.
Oh, it sounds like a great, like a menagerie of awesomeness just for like love and affection.
And I do have to say
it makes a fun craziness.
It does make a fun craziness, and it also takes a very special kind of person to take on that kind of responsibility, because you're not just dealing with the cats and having fun. There's a lot that he has to deal with. I haven't personally fostered or taken care of anything like that. Have you, Amy?
Mm-hmm. I had my late dog, his name was Philo. So he was a wiener dog. He ended up actually becoming paralyzed right towards the end of his life. So we had to work with that. But yeah, I can't. We're getting the note that Mike's connection dropped. So we might need to text him and let him know where that Ethernet cable is.
Yeah. Well, Ronnie's behind the scenes. Ronnie, it's literally right to his right behind the local shelf.
Yeah, he's behind. So I love that we knew exactly where he was in relation to everything. He's right in that L where we put all of the new back issues, and then it's the international shelf, and then there used to be that glass display case.
Yes.
And then it's all the local stuff.
Yeah, I love that you actually figured out where he was before I did. And then I was like, oh wait, there, yes, she's right. There's the there's the image hardcovers right there. So he's got so many cats. It's amazing. I hope we can get him back on, because there's also some special announcements that we've got from him. He's got like all kinds of congratulations that I got to throw at him today.
I mean, we could also go down to the shop. I'm down the street. I think you're almost down the street too. So we might be like, hey, Mike, after this, do you want a mimosa?
Yeah. Yes, exactly. He came in early and did all of that. But so we'll get him back on. But again, Stormpool, do we have any pictures? I don't think we do, because he was going to be there to tell us about it. But how would you describe his Stormpoolio?
So besides from amazing, so some of the requirements for the 501st is actually that you build your costume and then they vet it. So all of his entire trooper outfit is screen accurate. And so then it's basically it's a full stormtrooper outfit, and then he's got his Deadpool mask underneath it. He usually also wears a medallion on the front that has the Deadpool logo, and then he carries a banana. And his gloves are always red too, red and black. So that's the reason I know wherever Mike is, especially at a con, because I can find him by his hands and his medallion when he's in Stormpolio.
Yes, and one of the things. Oh, are you there, Mike?
I'm there. I couldn't connect because the connection doesn't.
It's angry.
Yeah, it's not having a good time this morning. But one of the things that he does that's always neat with the Stormpolio is no one knows who's under there. And so he'll be walking around as a stormtrooper and he'll pull his helmet up and you'll see Deadpool and he'll be like, shh. And it goes back down and people will take pictures with him. It's absolutely so much fun. What gave you the idea to do Stormpolio?
I almost did it as a joke at first, like a little good oxymoron.
We got to get you better Wi-Fi, Ben. This is
is
not cool.
This is not the representation that Empires wants.
Oh my gosh.
But not only does he do the storm pull, but the 501st in general he's back.
We got to get you better connection, my man. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, sorry guys.
No. Don't worry about it. So you chose to do it almost as a joke. That's where we got.
Next time I'm on, I'll be in a different location, so we'll have stronger connection.
We definitely need to do that. That way we can just like talk about all of your awesome accomplishments. I know we had gotten so far as you said you did Stormpolio as a joke, and then it was like freeze, and we're like,
I did it.
Oh man,
I thought he was waiting for you.
No, well, he said I did and his connection keeps going out, and then Dylan snorts in your mic.
That's awesome. This is authentic at home, right here. But you can see him there. Is that actually George? Shut up.
No, that's a cosplayer.
Oh, thank God! I was like, what? But speaking of that, he has, because you said the 501st does authentic costumes that have to be vetted before they can do it. He has been part of the 501st that's actually gone to Lucas Ranch for filming when they need stuff.
Oh,
so he's gotten to
every other letter.
Actually
every other letter, exactly. That's what we're getting, Mike.
He's actually gotten to go there. That's how authentic these costumes are. So it's really neat, and you're going to get to see some of his stuff here. I don't know if I'm going to get to say it, so I'm going to have to give him some congratulations here, because I believe he's coming up on a 10-year wedding anniversary, which congratulations, brother. That is amazing. He's also got a baby on the way.
He does.
And he's celebrating a brand new job, which is great. Got a great job. So congratulations all around, Mike. 2021 seems to be the year for this man. Oh, and there's Kimmy, who goes to the cons with him all the time.
I love Kimmy.
That's all right.
We just want to congratulate you, Mike. And the shop's like, do you know what? You need to be focusing on me and my books. Like, you're not allowed to talk to outside people.
You don't want it. We've pretty much we've been plugging you this whole time. I don't know if you can hear me, but you can follow him. I believe it's Stormpolio that he's on Instagram, where he posts everything. And follow his exploits. I don't know how much he's allowed to say, and I don't know how much. All right, and I don't know how much he's allowed to say, or how much.
Getting back to my.
We're like, wait,
flies over.
There's about to pull the mask off. If you are there, Mike, feel free to talk over us, and then we will shut up.
Yes.
So that we know. Nope, that's all right. That's all right.
We got to fix that, man. We got to fix that.
We got to fix that. And what we'll do with Mike, of course, is he's going to be down for Free Comic Book Day. So you're going to get to talk to him. We need to do I've got the step and repeat. We got to have a session with him.
Yes.
Right there, so that he can actually do it. But yeah, big news for him all around, which is great. He's, of course, going to be at the shop today, which there we go. Stormpolio on Instagram. Hopefully this little hiccup will end with everything. And yeah.
It was fun.
San Diego Comic Con. Which I know he's done the booth for the 501st, or I'm sorry, not the 501st, for actual Lucas at those things. Did you watch see, that's awesome. It's like a little sneak in the back. That's why he went to the back, so no one would say anything.
Yeah, set up and break the booths.
There we go. Did you go do SAC? No, you didn't do SAC Anime. Oh no, you did do SAC Anime this year. So I know he was there. He didn't do Stockton. I think we have Roseville coming up at some point here.
In Roseville, I think is towards the end of October is the Roseville Comic Con.
There have been so many things happening lately. Again, it's absolutely crazy. I mean, we had Stockton Con, we had SAC Anime, we've got Roseville, and then here in town in general. I mean, this weekend, what do we have? The Farm to Fork Festival.
Yeah, we do.
We had the Foodie Festival a couple weeks ago.
We had there's Brewfest down in Stockton that was happening simultaneously with Stockton Con. Like it was everything. It was all over the place.
We're finally getting back. I'm happy to have it all back, and people are flocking. I know they're having a great time. They're loving it. I'm not a huge fan of giant crowds, so I'm gonna probably wait just a little bit.
I mean, if there's a good beer, I know we can get you out at least for like 10 minutes.
I did get to go to the brewery a couple weeks ago with some friends and get some Dominoes in, which was really fun. And what was really a treat is one of my friend's grandparents was in from Texas, and I love them. They're great. They came and joined us, and they're so much fun because they're like the OG of Dominoes, and they just stomp us every time. So it was so much fun. Have you managed to get out and do anything around SAC lately?
Besides moving into my new place and going actually to work, not as much as I'd hoped. I did get to go to my absolutely favorite, like one of my favorite restaurants in SAC. So Bishinyaki, they're over off, I think like almost 10th and W.
They are fantastic. The jalapenos are my favorite.
See, and I'm like the pork belly, like they all do. Okay, so Bishinyaki does. I almost said skewers. Oh my gosh, skewers, and it's Japanese food. It is so great. They do. I ordered a pickle plate every time I go to some place that has Japanese food. I order a pickle plate to see what they have, and they had pickled watermelon rind that tasted like cinnamon peaches. Like I didn't think it was possible. It was the best thing in my life. So I asked them for a plate of it to take home because it was so good.
It is. And the great thing about that place, for anyone who hasn't gone, look it up. Ronnie, if you can just put the name of it up, because we both love this place. It's people will be more familiar with the tapas idea. So it's like that because you've got a menu of tons of stuff and you're ordering small plates. And so that the fun part about that is you get to try a ton of stuff, and you can customize it because you can put different they have different flavors and heat levels and stuff so that you can do.
Yeah, and you get to pick all the different skewers, and it's roasted over coals, so you get different. There's vegetables, there's different meats. You can like, and then they have they make their own in-house like not sake, but almost like what they do with the plum wine. They have it sit. And so it'll ferment, and then they get this like it's really good. And then they make a really good udon. Like I love Bishinyaki. They stayed open during the pandemic. They were doing takeaway and bento boxes. They were also partnering with the guys over at Mulvaney's to do the great plates, where they were actually feeding part of the team and the collection of restaurants that were feeding our elderly in the community. So these guys are just another amazing small business that are coming up in the food scene. They even had an article in Food and Leisure. I think it was Food and Leisure that was, yeah. And it's delicious. Like I follow them on Instagram. Like they're monster awesome. So yeah, we might like. That's where I was at.
Nice. Another, speaking of just Japanese in general, have you been over to Hanasubaki on J? Really great place. Since you're in the area now, try it out. Hanasubaki. They're still not open for sit down, but they are open for takeout. So Jen and I will get them all the time. So just another fun little place.
You're like, you're closer to this side. Come to the dark side. We have cookies and Japanese food. It'll be great.
Cookies and Japanese food. Yes. Yeah. So many places. I think I've still been obviously supporting all of our local food places. We've had to make a concerted effort because I'm finding myself forgetting that I can still go out. So I've got to go do some sit down, go do some of that kind of stuff. We are actually going out to lunch today after this.
Where
We
are you
haven't
going?
quite figured out where yet, but I'm looking forward to it. I've been saving up for that. Oh, look at that.
Ronnie's being mean to us. Ronnie's being so mean to us right now.
We might. I'm gonna have to find out what time they open because this might be where we're going this
I mean,
morning.
yeah, and they have a full patio. So initially there were just like this little tiny small thing, but they actually built out a patio because they weren't ready to have people inside the restaurant. So they have entire outdoor seating. They do the whole thing. Oh my gosh, look at that sun though.
I know. I'm just like, oh, Ronnie, he's killing
Ronnie,
me.
this is mean. This is legitimately deliciously mean.
There's my jalapenos right down there.
See,
Little roasted
and
perfectly.
the Yukon potatoes with the crema.
Oh, well, this might as well have been one of our guests at this point.
Is our guest at this point. We're like, food? Do you have food? It's brunch.
We'll have to talk to them and get them on for the next
we
season.
should.
So,
before we go,
yes.
Yesterday was Batman Day.
It was, yes. Did you do anything for Batman Day?
So, grand tradition, of course, we turned on the Bat Dance. Thank you, Prince. And we did a jig around the room. And usually, when we're not moving, someone wants to know what the place on J that you mentioned was.
I was Hanasubaki.
Hanasubaki.
Yes.
But so usually I watch the first Batman, a little animated series. Like I spread it out throughout the day. I make terrible jokes, and lunch usually consists of something that's, Poison Ivy related, and dinner has something to do with Bruce Wayne. No, I don't eat lobster thermidor if you are watching Lego Batman.
You're right, man.
I mean, I do the same thing for, for Dr. Seuss Day, like for his birthday. I do like an entire Seuss, like I'm a weirdo. I celebrate the obscure things. But I want to know if you did anything for the Bat Day.
So, sadly to say, I did not. Well, I had Batman on in the shop. Does that count?
Yes, it does. It totally does.
On. We had a few Bat comics. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
You are much more celebratory than I am, evidently, and you really go all out with these things, and I imagine the girls really love it.
It's weird to have a mom that celebrates the obscure, but it creates kind of the opportunity to break up the mundane and celebrate every day. So like I celebrate ice cream, National or International Ice Cream Day. We have ice cream for supper. We make sundaes. Like I'm going to have to find out when Pug Day is, because I know there's a Pug Day, and we'll celebrate that too. But yeah, I mean, that totally counts. You put on like Batman in the shop. That's how we do.
That's it. So we're almost gone, but as you can see down below, next week we have got Joshua Little, who you will know as Sir Samurai from the Supreme Pro Wrestling. Now, I don't know about you, but I am anticipating a removal of the shirt.
There's a little bit of an expectation, but I'm not going to force it on him because he might be wearing a nice shirt. Like he might not decide to.
I was talking about me.
You're going to rip off your shirt?
I'm not going to rip off. Nobody wants that, believe me.
Dylan's like, I'm out. I'm just going to stay here.
And we have Andre Feely, who you guys will know from the UFC. If you're following him on Instagram, it is Touchy Feely. The man is amazing. And you watch him and you're like, oh my God, look at this guy. One of the sweetest customers I have. He loves his comic books, loves his reading. He's all about, your Hickmans and your Gillens and things like that. So we're going to talk to him a little bit about that, about UFC, of course, about what he's doing. That's all next week, but we're going to wrap up real quick. Hawkeye trailer. It's a Christmas movie or Christmas show.
It's a Christmas series with added Pizza Boy. Did you see there was like the shot, and I was like, she looks like it. The banter is there. I'm feeling it. The one little clips I got of Pizza Boy, all I kept thinking about was that issue where it was entirely from his view, and I was like, please, for the love of God, I need 15 to 20 minutes. We just
it looked like it came off the pages of a Fraction or Kelly Thompson run. She looks like she's going to nail Kate. And the one thing I'm going to say before we go, if I don't get some finger guns from Kate, I'm going to be extremely disappointed. Pew, pew. Because you know what the best kind of gun is? The finger gun.
A finger gun.
Oh, it's amazing. Amy, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Good luck getting that house put together.
Hopefully less deco next week. We'll see how it goes, but
I don't think you're gonna get very far. It takes forever to unpack those boxes.
it was Batman Day. I mean, there's things I need to catch up on now, but hard stop for Batman Day.
Yes, it's done. All right, everybody. So next week, Sir Samurai, Andre Fili, and of course, Amy LaBelle will be joining us for our final episode. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great Sunday, and we'll see you then.